with something that feels like grace, with something that because it does show up. Something else you taught me, and I suppose you didn't even realize it at the time, but you taught me that people can change. We live in a world where there are voices that tell us that people can't change. People can't grow. They're always going to stay the same. I was reminded recently that people can change when I watched the powerful movie Selma, which shares 3 days in the life of Martin Luther King and how his voice, his prophetic voice, led people into change, led the nation into change. And over again, as you opened your lives to me in this place we call peace, I saw you changing and growing. And for some of you, change meant that you could finally reach that place in your life where you could really feel the love and mercy of Christ in your life, that you could let go of some of the guilt and shame that was taught to you when you were little children, and bad religion that kind of pulled you down. For some of you, change happened here because you began to understand that God's circle of love could include the very people who in the past you wanted to shut out. That there was more room in God's heart and in your own hearts than you could have first imagined. For some of you, change meant you were led to that holy place in life where you could just get past some horrible wounding that happened to you when you were younger, where you were led into forgiving yourself for not being the person you wanted to be, or when you were led to forgive that other person who had wronged you. Over and over again in ways we might have never imagined. As you invited me into your lives, I learned that people can change. People can grow. Another thing that you taught me very powerfully in this place over the years is sometimes sharing our faith and talking about our faith really isn't enough. Sometimes we've just got to go out there, get busy, and just do it. And that's something that this congregation is so very good about. Luther put it in another way when he said, what the world needs most today is not an explanation of faith, but rather a demonstration of faith. And over and over again, you demonstrated your faith. And that's powerful for me, because I'm the kind of person who puts a lot of power in words. And I need people like you to remind myself that it's the little things that we do that make such a difference. You know, one of the things that I've learned in the last weeks is people share some memories and the impact that perhaps I had on their life. They'll share little anecdotes, things I said, things I did. And after they share them, I have no memory of them at all. And that's so beautiful. That really the important things that happen in our lives that kind of transform people are things that we don't even know are happening at the time. And it makes me realize that the little insignificant stuff that doesn't get the limelight, that doesn't end up in the newsletter, that nobody ever knows about, these important things really matter. The person who gets here early Sunday morning and puts up all the bell tables, Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. The person who comes into the sanctuary on Monday mornings and sharpens all the pencils, so when you fill out the Irish Day sheet, you have a sharp point. The person who shows up in somebody's house and shares a casserole, sometimes with a person they don't even know. The person who takes seriously the prayer list and goes home and carefully prays about all those people who need our prayers. The person who picks up a hammer and hits a nail for Habitat for Humanity, or picks up a paintbrush and slaps paint on the wall during some mission trip. The person who just fixes things that get broken around here all the time, who takes time in the summer to weed the garden or to shovel snow. It's so inspiring to me that so much of our ministry together is a grand collection of these small little things that always lead us into the larger things. And all these little things that are done around the place are the very things that make a church function, that turn it into a vibrant community that can make a difference. You inspired me, and will keep inspiring pastors who come after me, that these little things really do change things. Still, another thing you taught me that is this, that ministry has so much power when it is shared. I made a commitment a long time ago to be part of the team ministry because I really like this idea that we can do so much more together than we could ever do by our part. I like the accountability that we have when we're working side by side with other staff. And you also taught me that everything that's important that happens here is not up to us pastors, it's not necessarily up to staff members. That important ministry happens in this place without our efforts, without our expertise, without our guidance. In fact, sometimes we just have to get out of the way so some of these important ministries can happen. It's such a blessing when I see your gifts blossom and grow because you grab a hold of some ministry that's important to you. Successful programs like Vacation Bible School, like Studio 316, like the Agape Meal, like Faith Haven, and plenty of other activities. They only happen because individuals step up to the plate, join with the people around them, and make a difference by making these ministries happen. Thank you for teaching me that. I'll never forget a telephone call I got from a woman who was moving into the area from another state. And she was asking questions about the church, and she said, "Oh, I need to know this. Does your church have a Mother's Morning Out program?" And I said, "Well, no, we don't. But you can start one." And she did. She showed up and she got together with other young mothers in the church, and for a very long time, this ministry happened because she stepped up to the plate, she saw a need, and she decided that she would become the answer to that need. So inspiring to me. It's true that one person can make a difference, but we can make so greater a difference when we're joined with others. Churches function because people join together and make things happen. Thank you for teaching me that. And one final learning. Something so important as I face the reality that I'm actually leaving you. I'm aware that I have carried so many of you around in my head and in my heart for such a very long time. And you may not have realized it at the time, but like most pastors, the struggles that you were facing, the health challenges that were testing you, the deaths that you were grieving, all the things that you shared with me, all the struggles. These challenges, these things about your lives, they pressed upon my heart. And I carried them with me throughout the day. So I found myself always praying for you, always thinking about you, always worrying about you. And now I wonder what happens. What happens to that list of concerns and prayers that kind of live in my head and my heart, that when the pastor retires, does that list just go away? And if it does, what replaces that big void inside our spirits? And I know that in the days ahead, God will be teaching me what fills that void. But a comforting thought has come to me in these last days. And it's just this, that while we pastors do carry around the people we love and serve in our heads and our hearts, we've never really been in our hands. We've always been in God's hands. This congregation is in God's hands. And just like that little boy Samuel and Nathan and Philip, and all the people in life who say yes to God. That voice always takes us into new beginnings. It takes us into endings. And as we leave one place and go to another, thanks be to God that His hands are always holding on to us. That His hands sustain us as we go forward. And one of the things that our loving God will never stop doing, He'll never stop calling out to us. His voice will always be there. He's always been calling us. To what? To whom? To where? Oh, we never really know. It's what I call the mystery. The mystery of our faith. But let me end by just saying this. I'm so very thankful that God called me 25 years ago to serve in this place we call peace. I'm so thankful for the many things that you taught me by your being part of this journey with me. I'll never stop thanking God for all the memories, all the relationships that were part of my serving here. And most of all, I'll never stop thanking God for your being the people you are. And in the weeks and months ahead, I hope you'll do me a favor. I hope that when you hear the voice of God quietly calling out to you in the night, to take the next step that leads you to a new adventure, you hear that voice calling you to a new ministry in this place, that you'll have the courage to listen to that voice and answer by saying, "Here I am, Lord. I'm listening. Choose me." God's peace to you today and always.